So next I am going to show you the answers for the 31 questions I have shown on the screen in my previous class for the assignment in friction. I have already shown questions numbering from 1 to 31 on the screen in the assignment in friction. Of course, the assignment is not complete, so they will show you the continuation of this assignment in the later classes. So I would like to first show you the answers on the screen. You can observe the answers for the first 10 questions on the screen. You can check up your answers one by one. For question number 1, first option is answer. For question number 2, fourth option is answer. For question number 3, third option is answer. For question number 4, second option is answer. For question number 5, first option is answer. For question number 6, fourth option is the answer. For question number 7, second option is answer. For question number 8, second option is answer. For question number 9, third option is answer. For question number 10, second option is the answer. Come on, check up your answers. Wherever you have gone wrong, you mark the correct answer. Next, I am going to show you the questions numbering from 11 onwards. For question number 11, first option is answer. For the 3 questions 12, 13 and 14, third option is answer. For next 2 questions 15 and 16, first option is answer. For next 2 questions 17 and 18, second option is answer. For question number 19, third option is answer. For question number 20, second option is answer. Come and check up your answers. Next, I am going to show you the answers for numbering from 21 to 31. For question number 21, first option is answer. For question number 22, fourth option is answer. For question number 23, second option is answer. For next 2 questions 24 and 25, first option is answer. For the next 2 questions 26 and 27, second option is answer. For question number 28, first option is answer. For question number 29, second option is answer. For question number 30, fourth option is answer. For question number 31, third option is answer. So next I am going to discuss the solutions of all these questions one by one. Some of you might have done most of these questions, whereas some of you probably may not be able to do some of the problems or questions. So, but I am going to discuss all the questions, keeping in view of all the students. But in case some of the students don't have any doubts in the first 10 or 15 questions, they can skip this class after the copying the key. They can directly go to my next class. So after completion of the discussion of all these questions, then I will be again showing the assignment in friction continuation, starting the remaining question, that is starting from number 32 onwards up to question number 60. Come on, look at the questions again from beginning. I'm going to discuss these questions one by one. So look at the again starting assignment and friction. Again I am starting from question number 1. A block of weight 90 Newton rests on the horizontal surface. The coefficients of static and kinetic friction are 0.5 and 0.4 respectively. The horizontal force of 15 Newton is applied on the block. The frictional force acting on the block is equal to. Here the weight mg of the block is given as 90 newtons. Coefficient of static friction is 0.5. Let us consider the force acting on the block. The first external force which acts on the block is its own weight mg, which is the gravitational force on the block by the earth. Then normal reaction force on the block by the surface of the floor acts vertically upon perpendicular surface of the floor, or perpendicular horizontal force in surface in contact and directed away from horizontal surface. Let capital F denote the magnitude of the horizontal force applied on the block. Let us suppose directed towards right, which has a magnitude of 50 newtons. The horizontal force applied on the block in the given figure tends to move the block towards right. That means tends to move the block towards right relative to the floor. So force of friction on the block by the floor acts towards left side. Here small f represents the magnitude of frictional force on the block by the surface of the floor. It acts towards left side. Now the block has no motion in the vertical direction. So I choose the vertical direction as y-axis and horizontal direction as x-axis. So y component of the resultant force of the block is n minus mg, because the block has no motion in the vertical direction. This y component resultant force is 0. So magnitude of normal reaction on the block is equal to 8 mg. The minimum force required to start the block moving is equal to the limiting friction between the two surfaces in contact, or maximum value of force of static friction between the two surfaces in contact. The maximum value of force of static friction or limiting friction between the two surfaces in contact has magnitude nu s into n. Here n equal to mg. Nu s is given to 0.5. The weight mg of the block is given to be 90 newtons. So the maximum value of static friction between the block and the floor is 45 newton. That means the block starts moving on the horizontal floor only when the horizontal force applied on the block is more than 45 newtons. So in the given problem, the horizontal force applied on the block is 50 newtons, which is clearly more than the limiting friction between the block and the floor. Therefore, block will be in motion after the application of the horizontal force. The block will be in motion on the floor, and magnitude of the frictional force on the block during the motion will be given by nu k into n. N equal to mg in magnitude. The coefficient of kinetic friction of the block and the floor is given to 0.4. The weight mg of the block is given to be 90 newtons. Therefore, magnitude of friction for the block is 36 newtons. So answer is 36 newtons. In case you want to copy the solution of the problem, you can take a pause and copy the solution of the problem. Look at the question number 2. A block of weight 100 Newton rests on a horizontal surface. The coefficients of static and kinetic friction are 0.3 and 0.2 respectively. The horizontal force required to move the block with a constant acceleration of 19.6 meter per second square is equal to. So here you are given the weight mg of the block as 100 Newton, and g is 9.8 meter per second square. So you get mass of the block as 100 by 9.8 kg. The coefficient of static friction between the block and the floor is given to 0.3. The coefficient of kinetic friction is given as 0.2. You're asked to find the horizontal force required to move the block with an acceleration of 19.6 meter per second square. The weight mg of the block acts vertically downwards. We're drawing the figure diagram. The normal reaction force on the block by the surface of floor acts vertically upward perpendicular to surface in contact and directed away from the horizontal surface in contact. Let cap left denote the magnitude of the horizontal force to be applied on the block to move it with a given acceleration. Let us suppose the direction of the motion of the block is towards right. So I choose the horizontal direction, which is the direction of the horizontal force applied on the block as positive direction of x-axis. The force of kinetic friction on the block by surface of floor acts towards left, opposite to the horizontal force applied on the block. So vertical upward direction I take it as positive direction of axis. Let Fy denote y component of resultant force of block. Can write n minus mg. But the block has no acceleration in the vertical direction or y direction. So y component of resultant force of block is 0. So magnitude of normal reaction of the block is equal to the weight mg of the block. If Fy is 0, resultant force of block is equal to Fx. Means resultant of the forces acting on it along x-axis. F is the magnitude of the horizontal force applied on the block by an external agent. It acts along positive direction of x-axis. Fk represents the magnitude of kinetic friction of the block which acts in the negative direction of x-axis. So x component of resultant force of the block is equal to F minus Fk. Cutting to Newton's second law, resultant force of the block will be equal to product of its mass and acceleration. So the horizontal magnitude of the horizontal force will be applied on the block to move it with an acceleration of A is given by F equal to Fk plus Ma. But magnitude of kinetic friction of the block during the motion is equal to Nk into N, where N is the magnitude of normal reaction of the block which is equal to magnitude of its weight mg. Therefore, the magnitude of the horizontal force required to move the block along the rough horizontal floor with constant acceleration magnitude A is given by nu k F equal to nu k into mg plus ma. Here nu k is given to 0.2. The weight mg of the block is 100 newtons. Mass of the block is 100 by 9.8 kg. The acceleration is 19.6 meter per second square. So substitute all the values in SI units. So it will be Newton. So you can cancel here 2 times. So you get the answer as 20 plus 200 newtons, or magnitude of the horizontal force required to move the block. The given acceleration is 220 newtons. So answer is 220 newtons. Therefore, for the question number 2, which I have just discussed, fourth option is the answer, 220 newtons. See the question number 3 next. Block of mass m rests on a horizontal surface. The coefficients of static and kinetic friction are 0.5 and 0.4. A horizontal force applied on the block which is just sufficient to start the block moving. The same force is maintained even after the motion begins. The acceleration of the block will be. This problem comes under the first special case which I have discussed in friction. As I discussed earlier, in the first special case, if a block is initially at rest on rough horizontal floor, and if a horizontal force which is equal to the minimum force required to just start it moving is applied, and same force is maintained even after the motion begins. The acceleration of the block will be given by, if you remember the conclusion of the special case 1, you can directly use the conclusion to solve faster. Nu s minus nu k into g. Here nu s is 0.5, nu k is 0.4. So you get magnitude of the acceleration of the block as 0.98 meter per second square. You can use this conclusion I have discussed in the past directly for solving the problem only when it is given in objective type paper in entrance examinations. But sometimes same model problem may be given in board examination. In case you are given the same model problem in the board examination, you are not supposed to solve in this manner. Cannot directly use this result. We have arrived at this conclusion and then use the result. So in case you are given this problem in board examination, then you have to do it in the, you have to repeat the procedure of the special case I have explained in the past. That means you have derived this result A equal to nu s minus nu k into g as explained in special case 1. Then substitute this given values and solve it. That means the result can be used directly for solving the problem only when it is given for objective type questions in entrance examinations. In case you are given this same problem in board examination, then you have derived this result which I discussed in special case 1 in the beginning of all the special cases in friction. Then you have to substitute the values. So for question number 3, just which I have just now discussed, the third option is answer. So next I am going to discuss the question number 4. Block is thrown along a rough horizontal surface with an initial velocity of 14 meters per second. The coefficient of friction is 0.2. The distance traveled by it before it stops is g is 9.8 meters per second square. So in case you are given this problem in the board examination, you have derived the result I have to discuss in special case 2. In the beginning of friction, for stopping distance, as I discussed in the past, the block is thrown along a rough horizontal floor with some initial speed u and left, and if then the distance traveled by the block along the rough horizontal floor during the retarded motion under action of the forces mg normal reaction fk before it comes to rest is given, where s equal to u square by 2 nu k into g. Here the initial velocity u is 14 meters per second. And nu k is 0.2 and g is 9.8 meters per second square. So this you have to simplify. So you get here 196 by 2 into 1.96 meter. So that will be 100 by 2 meter or 50 meter is the answer. But you cannot use this result directly if you are given a similar problem in board examination. In case you are given similar problem in board examination, you have to derive this result formula which you have discussed in the past. This result you have derived which you have discussed in the special case 2, in the first special cases in friction. Then you can use the result, but you cannot directly use this conclusion if you are given a similar problem in board examination. In case you are given a similar problem in board examination, you have derived this result. That means you can write in the faster way this way solution. So resultant force of block during the retarded motion will be equal the force of friction, which acts opposite to the direction of the motion. So we can write a resultant force called minus Fk. That is equal to mass into acceleration. Magnetic force of friction is equal to nu k into normal reaction. So magnetic normal reaction is equal to mg. So the accelerator of the block during the retarded motion, we write minus nu k into g. Then use the formula v square 1 square equal to as for retarded motion. When it comes to rest, final velocity is 0. So a equal to minus nu k into g. So distance it travels before it stops, you can write u square by 2 nu kg. Then you can substitute the given values and simplify as I explained before. So you have to write this working in case you are given similar problem in board examination. So for the question number 4, which I have just now discussed, second option is answer 50 meter. Next I am going to discuss the question number 5. Block is thrown along a horizontal surface with an initial velocity of 9.8 meter per second. The coefficient of friction is 0.1. The time taken to come to rest is, so take g as 9.8 meter per second square for this problem. Even this problem comes under the same special case which I have discussed earlier. In case you remember the conclusion, you can directly use the conclusion. In case you don't remember the conclusion, you should know how to solve it. So the block is thrown along the rough surface with some initial velocity u and left. So this is the position of the block at some instant during the retarded motion along the rough surface. The force of sliding friction or kinetic friction on the block where the floor acts opposite to the direction of the motion. You can choose the direction of the motion as x-axis. Direction perpendicular to motion as y-axis. So y component resultant force on the block is n minus mg, that is 0, or n equal to mg in magnitude. And y component of the resultant force of the block is 0. So resultant force of the block is equal to fx. X component resultant force, only force which acts on the block along the horizontal direction is the kinetic friction by the floor, which acts opposite to direction of motion. So you can write resultant force equal to minus Fk, because the direction of kinetic friction is opposite to the direction of the motion along negative direction of x-axis. From Newton's second law, that is equal to mass into acceleration. So magnitude of kinetic friction, can write nu k to n. N can be done mg. So magnitude of kinetic friction, you can write nu k into mg. So if you write Fk equal nu k into mg on the left side of this equation, you get the accelerator of the block during retarded motion is equal to minus nu k into g. So to find the time taken to come to rest, use the formula v equal to u plus at. So when it comes to rest, final velocity is 0. So the acceleration is equal to minus nu k into g. So you get nu k into g into t equal to u. So time after which it comes to rest, given by u by nu k into g. You can write u equal to 9.8 meter per second. This is given in the problem. Nu k equal to 0.1 g is 9.8 meter per second square. So you get t equal to 10 seconds. Can copy down the solution of the problem if you want to copy the solution. You are given this problem, I mean same model problem in 2006 JIPMER exam, one of the previous entrance examination in the All India Medical Entrance Examinations, letter notation. So for the question number 5, which I just now discussed, first option is answer, that is 10 seconds. Next I am going to discuss the question number 6. This question number 6 is also based on same calculation. You have to repeat as it is. So whatever calculation I have explained for the previous case, as it is, you have to repeat the same calculation. That is the time after which the block comes to rest when it is thrown along the rough horizontal surface with some initial speed u and left is given by t equal to u by 2 nu k into g. You can see here a marble block of mass 2 kg lying on ice when given a velocity of 6 meters per second, stopped by friction 10 seconds. The coefficient of friction is g is given at 10 meters per second. So from same calculation as it is, you have to repeat whatever I calculation explained for the previous question, question number 5. So from same equation you can write nu k equal to u by g into t. Here initial velocity u is given as 6 meters per second. J is equal to 10 meters per second square. The time t 10 seconds. Therefore the coefficient of friction is, we will get 0.06. That's the answer. For question number 6, fourth option is answer 0.06. Next, I am going to discuss the question number 7. You can see here, a warehouse worker exerts a constant horizontal force of 85 newtons on a 40 kg box that is initially at rest on a horizontal floor of the warehouse. After moving a distance of 2 meters, the speed of the box is 1 meter per second. The coefficient of friction between the box and the warehouse floor is. So you have to assume that coefficient of friction between the box and the floor had to be assumed to be constant. So magnitude of friction on the body is constant. You may assume acceleration to be constant. You can first calculate the acceleration of the body by using the equations of one-dimensional motion with constant acceleration. The initial velocity is 0. The final velocity is 1 meter per second after it has traveled the distance of 2 meters. Let us first find the acceleration. So use the equation in terms of UVAS. So you are not given the time of motion and you are not asked to calculate the time of motion. So we choose the equation without the time of motion. That is V square minus square equal to AS. The final velocity is 1 meter per second. The initial velocity is 0. Displacement S is 2 meters. So magnitude of the acceleration you get 1 by 4 meter per second square. Now let us consider the forces acting on the body here. Let capital F denote the magnitude of the constant horizontal force applied on the body, which acts in the direction of the motion of the body. The weight mg acts vertically downwards. The normal reaction force on the body by surface, horizontal surface in contact, acts vertically upward perpendicular to surface in contact and direct away from surface. Let Fk denote the magnitude of course of kinetic friction of the body, which acts opposite direction of the motion of the body. So body has no motion in the vertical direction. So y component resultant force of the body, which you can write n minus mg is 0. That means here I have taken as usual, the direction of the motion. That is the direction of the horizontal force applied as x-axis and vertical upward direction as y-axis. So magnitude of kinetic friction of the body during the motion is equal to nu k into m. So your magnitude of the normal reaction equal to mg. So magnitude of kinetic friction of the body equal to nu k into mg. So if phi is 0, resultant force of the body, you can write Fx. That is x component of the resultant force. That is equal to magnitude of the horizontal force applied minus magnitude of kinetic friction, which you can write as m into a. Here the magnitude of the horizontal force applied on the body is given as 85 Newton. And mass of the block is given to 40 kg. So magnitude of acceleration is 1 by 4 meter per second square. So from this you can find the magnitude of the force of kinetic friction of the body. So you simplify this yourself, you get magnitude of force of kinetic friction of 75 newtons. So again we can write Fk equal to Uk into mg on the left side. So magnitude of the coefficient of friction, kinetic friction between the body and the horizontal surface, you can write Fk by mg. Fk is 75 newtons. Mass of body is 40 kg is 10 meter per second square. Come on, you try to simplify this yourself. You get the coefficient of friction as of 3 by 16. If you want to copy the solution of this problem, you can take a pause and copy the solution of this problem. So for the question number 7, which I have just discussed now, second option is the answer. That is 3 by 16. So next I am going to discuss the question number 8. See the question number 8 here. A 2.5 kg block is initially at rest on a horizontal surface. A 6 Newton horizontal force and a vertical force of magnitude P equal to 15 Newton are applied to the block as shown in figure. If nu s equal to 0.4 and nu k equal to 0.25, then the magnitude of friction force on the block is. So we have to first find out whether the block moves or not. For that, we have to first find the magnitude of the normal reaction of the block and magnitude of limiting friction. Because the block starts moving along the horizontal surface only when the horizontal force applied on the block exceeds the magnitude of limiting friction between the block and surface of floor. To find magnitude of limiting friction, you have to know the magnitude of the normal reaction of the block. So let us see the other forces which act on the block here. The weight mg of the block acts vertically downwards here, which is the gravitational force of the block by the earth. Then the normal reaction force on the body by the surface of the floor in contact acts vertically upwards, perpendicular to the surface of floor and directly away from the surface of floor. The horizontal force 6 Newton, which is applied towards right, tends to move the block towards right relative to the floor. Therefore, force of friction on the body by surface of floor act towards left, opposing the motion of the block relative to the floor. Let us first find. I choose the horizontal direction, that is the direction of 6 Newton force as positive direction of x-axis. In vertical upward direction of the y-axis. Let Fi denote the y component of resultant force on the body. can observe that vertical force of magnitude P is applied vertically upwards in the positive direction of axis. Here N represents magnitude of normal reaction on the block by surface of the floor, which is also directed vertically upwards in the positive direction of y-axis. The weight mg acts vertically downwards in the negative direction of y-axis. So y component resultant for the block can be written as P plus N minus mg. So that will be 0 if the block, when the block has no motion in the vertical direction. So magnitude of normal reaction on the block equal mg minus P. Here m is 2.5 kg, g 10 meter per second square, and P 15 newtons. All units are in SI system. That means here P is less than mg. So N is greater than 0. That's why the block does not lose contact with the floor. In case P is more than mg, that means magnitude of vertical component of force are equal to mg, then normal reaction becomes 0. And the block loses contact with the floor. But in the given value of P, N is more than 0. So block remains in contact with the floor. So you get magnitude of normal reaction is equal to 10 newtons. So limiting friction, magnitude of limiting friction is called nu s into N. Here nu s is 0.4. Magnitude of normal reaction is 10 newtons. So magnitude of limiting friction will be 4 newtons. So if the body is initially at rest, it starts moving, and the magnitude of this horizontal force applied is more than the limiting friction. Here magnitude of limiting friction is 4 newton, but magnitude of the horizontal force applied, which we normally denote by capital F, is 6 newtons. That means here the magnitude of the horizontal force applied on the body is greater than the limiting friction. Therefore, block will be in motion. The block is in motion. Then the force of friction on the block by the floor, we can call it as kinetic friction. And magnitude of friction on the block is equal to nu k into magnitude of normal reaction. Nu k is 0.25. The magnitude of normal reaction is equal to 10 newtons. Therefore, magnitude of friction on the block will be 2.5 newton. So answer is 2.5 newton. Of course, you are not asked to calculate the acceleration of the block in this case. In case you are asked to find magnitude of acceleration of the block also, you have to apply Newton's second law. Magnitude of resultant force of the block, you can write capital F minus small f. So Newton's second law, that can be written as mass into acceleration. That is 6 minus 2.5 newtons, m equal to 2.5 kg into a. So you get magnitude of acceleration, you can simplify it to yourself. You'll get 7.5 meter per second square, or 1.4 meter per second square. But for the given question, answer is 2.5 newtons. If you want to copy the solution of this problem, you can copy down the solution of the problem. So for question number 8, which I have just discussed now, second option is answer. Next, I am going to discuss the question number 9. Cut the question number 9. Read the statements. So look at the question number 9. Read the statements about the friction between two bodies. Let us analyze each statement one by one. Statement A, static friction is always greater than the kinetic friction. That's not true. The correct, if you want to correct this statement, you can write this way. The correct statement will be like this: the maximum value of static friction greater than the kinetic friction, or you can say limiting friction is greater than the kinetic friction. So static friction will not have fixed value for two surfaces in contact. The static friction for two surfaces in contact may have any value between 0 and limiting value. So in general, the magnitude of the static friction between two surfaces in contact will be less than or equal to nu s into n. So that means static friction may have any value between 0 and nu s into n. You cannot say static friction to be always greater than nu k into n. What you can say is the maximum value of static friction is greater than force of kinetic friction. But you cannot write Fs greater than Fk. You can only write Fs maximum greater than Fk. So statement A is not correct. Statement B, if you analyze coefficient of static friction is always greater than coefficient of kinetic friction, that is true. Limiting friction means maximum value of force of static friction is always greater than kinetic friction, that is true. That's why we write nu s n greater than nu k n or nu s greater than nu k. Limiting friction, that is nu s into n, is never less than the kinetic friction. That is true. Limiting friction can never be less than the kinetic. So statements B, C, and D are correct. Statement A is not correct. So third option will be the third option will be the answer. B, statements B, C, and D are correct. So look at the last question. See the question number 10. The velocity of a 2 kg mass is increased uniformly from 4 meters per second to 6 meters per second in a distance of 10 meters by applying a horizontal force of 24 newtons. The friction force acting on the block during the motion is. So you have to assume that acceleration to be uniform here. So you are given the initial velocity and final velocity and displacement. To find the friction force, you have to find magnitude of acceleration. So we use the equation. One of the equations of one-dimensional motion with constant acceleration, that is v square minus square equal to as, to find magnitude of acceleration. So substitute v equal to 6 meters per second and u equal to 4 meters per second. And s equal to 10 meters, and you can find the magnitude of the acceleration. The magnitude of the displacement s is given to be 10 meters. So you get the magnitude of acceleration is 1 meter per second square. Then look at the free body diagram I have shown on the figure. Weight mg acts downward, normal reaction acts vertical upwards. Capital F is the magnitude of horizontal force, which is equal to 24 Newton, which acts in the direction of motion. Fk represents the character of kinetic friction of the body, which acts opposite direction of motion. So resultant force of the body, you can write F minus Fk. From Newton's second law, that is equal to mass into acceleration. So magnitude of the horizontal force is 24 Newtons. Mass of the body is 2 kg. The magnitude of the acceleration is 1 meter per second square. You can simplify this yourself and find the magnitude of kinetic friction. If you want to copy down the solution of the problem, you can copy down the solution. You get magnitude of kinetic friction as 22 Newton. That's the answer. Okay, I will continue the discussion of the remaining questions in my next class.